Water signs, hi. So we're going to do a connection reading between you and your person right now. And it's going to be a general reading for water signs for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. If it does resonate for you, then I will be doing an extended on the connection itself, and the information for that is in the box below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because then you'll have notifications. I do other readings. I do general readings and love readings, and I'm going to be doing question and answer readings coming up. And then you'll be notified when they are released on the channel. I'm also taking one-to-one requests right now, so for personal readings, and my email address is in the link below. All right, so let's take a look here. Water signs. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. What's up here? All right, so what I see for you, this is very apt. We've got the moon, which is as watery as you could get, right? It has the power over the water. We've got the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. All right, so I'm going to be clarifying with the Wisdom of Avalon, the Oracle deck. We'll see what we get here. So under the moon, we've got letting go and death. So that's interesting, because when the moon is there, what I see with the moon is that it is illuminating and showing things that were hidden before, things below the surface, things that are very much in a soul level. And sometimes for that to happen, it's like a death of the ego takes place, and a letting go of resistance, to the soul level of knowledge is coming through. All right, so I see that happening with you right now, where it's really about a transition. It's the ending, and it's a new beginning. With the death comes the rebirth, okay? So letting go for the rebirth to happen on a much deeper level, because that's what's being revealed to you now. And also with the moon, it's kind of guiding you into it. So it's hard to, you can't defy the moon. I mean, the tides try, I'm sure, but you know what happens there. And it's a very similar thing with when the moon shows up in your sign, is that it is going to be guiding you. So your job is to let go, to surrender to the power of it, to surrender to it so it can take you into this rebirth, which is at a much deeper level. We've got the Six of Pentacles showing up here with the risk and the Fire Fairy. Now the Fire Fairy is about creative action and optimism, and it's a pentacle showing up here, is about sharing your wealth, sharing your knowledge, sharing your resources with other people, and taking a risk to trust that this is the path that you're on with them, that you're on the same path. And that's where the creative action and optimism comes in. So trusting the moon and where the moon takes you, and sharing at that level. So in this case, because we're doing a connection reading, it's about sharing in this connection, okay? So sharing openly and balancing things out, that way feels risky, but it's a risk that you take to be on this path of creative action, all right? And this is maintaining an optimism that the rebirth is taking you on the spiritual path. We've got the Five of Swords showing up here with the cow and perception. So this is taking you because you agreed to this. And that's what we've got here. The cow is about asking and receiving. So you agreed to it, and how you agreed to it is because you got to a place where you go, you know what, I don't want to live this way any longer. Don't want to be in conflict, in inner conflict. And that's where the surrender came from, because it's just, it's a choice that you made. It was a choice you made not to live that way, but to move towards nourishment, to move towards that level of abundance, and to move towards asking and receiving, and therefore not controlling. And that's where the risk came in, because it's about sharing and being open and not controlling. It's about optimism and not about defensiveness. And that's what this is. The Five of Swords is letting go of defensiveness. Instead, not needing it. Like just not acknowledging it. I don't want this anymore. And that's shifted your perception. Your perception is around now taking risks and moving into a deeper level with this rebirth and letting go of control. Okay, we've got the Eight of Cups showing up here, so I do see movement happening here, and I see you moving towards joy. And we've got the Dog, which is loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. Now, control is about conditional love, and that's what's the perception that's shifted now. It's about letting go, and it's about abundance and asking and receiving. It's about that balance, right? And so it's about letting go and moving it into unconditional love and sincerity. Because joy can only come from freedom. And joy can only come from desire to move towards it. And that's what I see here. It's moving away from a construct that was well and tidily set up here. You had all your ducks in a row. It's like, okay, I've done it. Cross that off my list. Made it. No, because now the moon came along and is pulling you towards the passion of the ether, the passion of spirit, the passion of chaos, where the order, doesn't quite, it's not bringing the joy, right? It's not moving into unconditional love. It's moving into conditional love, because when things are that ordered, it's kind of like a formula, and it's not freedom. And that's what I see happening here. So I see you making the decision to then move towards the open sea, right? Not knowing what you're going to find, but it's unconditional. It's just moving towards love. All right, so for your partner or for the other person, we've got the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands, Temperance, and the Universe. All right, so under the Three of Swords, we've got the Eagle, and we've got Trust. We're getting a lot of sacred marker things here. So this is them moving towards trust, and them moving towards the angelic realm. Because what I see for them is they were really hurt in the past, and they're a little bit fearful about moving into emotional waters again. They're sort of considering it, they're thinking about it, but they're learning to trust, and they're learning to be able to move towards, with integrity and spirit, move towards the angelic realm. So once again, like you, letting go, they are on the verge of surrendering because they got hurt and they don't know what else to do, right? They got the Seven of Wands showing up, so there are things now coming their way, and instead of defending themselves and instead of walking away or doing anything, what they're doing is they're holding things at bay so that they can take it in their own stride, but they're not walking away from it. And we've got the Stag showing up and the Swan. So the Swan is about transformation and trusting the psychic gifts, and the Stag is about pride and leadership. So I feel like what they're doing is that they are opening up to the possibility, and they're calling in love. They're calling in, they're calling in their own tribe. That's what they're doing. And that's what the Stag does. Now this is like, bringing together, the power of their own being onto their path. And the Swan is about trusting the psychic gift of transformation, knowing that, if they're open to it, if they ask for it, the universe will bring it to them. We've got Temperance showing up here, so they're doing it in a very slow, deliberate way. And because it's the keeper of the well, this goes back to what we talked about before about the moon and the depths of the soul that are being revealed now. We've got the King, so we've got, the divine male energy at work here. And so there's a lot of commitment, a lot of hard work, and, moving towards this sweet victory, right? So they are opening up to it. They are taking their time. They are weighing things out, but at the same time, they're calling it in, and they're using all their psychic gifts to transform the situation around them. Because it's a new beginning with the universe. We have the Death card for you. We've got the Universe card for them. So a new world is opening up, just like it is for you, for the Eight of Cups. It's opening up for them too. It's the end of a cycle for both of you. So it is conjuring in love and the Serpent, which is knowledge and healing. So it's looking really good it looks like there's process going on. I don't see this as being at a state of Yes, we're ready, you know, we're in love, we're going to get married, we're going to be committed to each other, we're soulmates. I don't see that there yet, although I do see soulmates showing up in the connection. So this is definitely a soulmate connection here. But what I do see here is the process of the two people in readiness towards that kind of connection, because that kind of connection, we've got the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. So it's an awesome connection here, but requires you to believe in it with this Nine of Wands showing up, because this is really taking its toll on you. This has been a lot of work, a lot of hard work. As I say, there's been pain here, there's been fear, there's been letting go, there's been sharing, there's been, you know, a lot of different perceptions shifting here, but you're doing it. I see the two of you doing it and moving towards this connection. So we've got the Spider under the Ace of, so this is about creative projects. So it's about working together to create this project of connection, right? This is about creation, not strategy, not building, creating. Now creating comes from a whole different place. It comes from, you know, psychic place and spiritual place. We got the Two of Cups showing up here, which is the soulmate card, and we've got the Butterfly, which is beauty. So this creative project is about freedom and releasing, and, you know, the cocoon, releasing the beauty of the butterfly to be free to then do, you know, its destiny, what it was destined to do. So it is the rebirth, which is what we've got for you there with the Death card, and what we've got for the new cycle. So the new cycle for both of you is about rebirth and about bringing beauty and destiny into the perception of soulmate and the path that this is going to be on. So there's a destiny for sure here. We've got the Cat, so it's about independence and healthy boundaries, because this new path that you're on for the soulmates, the Two of Cups, is about togetherness under power, under equal equity, right? Balance and equity. And that's what I see here, as I say, with the Cat. It's about healthy boundaries. We got the Nine of Wands showing up here with the Wind Fairy. So thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. So really, you know, using all, I'm just going to draw another card on that actually, with the Dragon. And so the power and the strength of this is that, you know, it is building and trusting that what the growth and the development that has come out of all of this hard work individually between the two of you is part of the creating of the new life. And that's what we've got here, because the Ace of Wands, the wands represent path, they represent life, right? That's why they've got growth on them, and they're, you know, coming from nature. They are the essence of life. And with that is passion. It's you know, like the passion of what's the word I'm trying to think of? The essence, okay? The passion of the essence. And that's what I see happening here in this power and strength. Now we've got restrictions. So this is actually committing to the path. And that's where the thoughts, words, and intellectual analysis come in. So cognitively, consciously committing power and strength to taking all of this growth and putting it together on this path in the connection. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. If that resonated, I will be looking at the connection further with using the Wisdom of Avalon again, and we'll see where that goes. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.